Hey, then JJ. Today we're coming back with a video basically with Flynt Finance doing a AMA with CPO Hank. And after that, Hank, do you want to basically start the content by explaining to us about Flynt Finance strategies?
Yeah, hey JJ, and hey everyone to the SE crypto community and also our clients at Flynt. My name is Hank, and I'm in charge of product at Flynt. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here, and I'd like to kind of start off by explaining our strategies a little bit, so that you can have a general understanding of what Flynt is. Flynt is a yield generating platform that provides yield through, I guess, backtested strategies, including options and yield farming. So a couple of strategies we have is first, it's a BTC and ETH cover call strategy. So cover call strategies are options strategies where you sell call options. And call options are a type of trading form that gives the right to buy a certain asset. So since we're selling call options, we're selling the right to buy Bitcoin at a certain price. So for here, we have a strike price at 30K, which means we've sold the right to for our counterparty to buy one Bitcoin at 30K on Friday, 8 a.m. UTC. Except for Bitcoin, we use 5x leverage, and for ETH, we use 3x leverage. So essentially, we provide users with yield if the prices of Bitcoin or Ethereum don't pass through the strike price. So this week, right now, the Bitcoin is currently being traded at around 24.3K. So I guess by tomorrow at 8 a.m. UTC, if the price hasn't surpassed 30K, then we return a premium return of 0.913%. So this actually works on the same with Ethereum, just 3x. And I guess that's pretty much what we do for option strategies. So we actually trade through Deribit with some help with liquidity from Paradigm. And with our USDC product, it's relatively a safer product. We try to be delta neutral with the market, which means we don't want to be exposed to price movements. What this does is, with the USDC received into the vault, we buy a little bit of GLP, which is GMX's liquidity pool. GMX is one of the biggest decentralized derivatives exchanges out there. And they provide 70% of the fees on GMX to GLP holders. So we buy into GLP, but GLP is a basket of I guess, volatile assets and also stable coins. So around 50% is stable coins and 50% is volatile assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Uni, Link.
GLP is something like a ETF form of in the crypto space, right?
Yeah, it's like an ETF. So if you just buy GLP, then you're exposed to price movements of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Uni and Link. But we hedge that on Binance, and we go short on it every time we see movement in the holdings. And I guess we try to minimize the exposure to price movements so that we just earn the 70% yield that GLP provides.
Okay.
So it's quite safe in terms of the strategy itself compared to the cover calls. And it's
Yes,
doing
definitely.
relatively good, around 20% on USDC.
Yeah, I can see that there's this always in the green on the returns itself, and after that, from there is around 0.2 or something like that. Yeah, on average, a weekly
Yeah,
average.
yeah,
I mean, doing 0.2 itself, weekly itself is, I would say, it's quite crazy to be honest, because all of the financial product out there, they are doing like per annum maybe 10 to 15. On some itself is only 6% per annum. Yep.
Yeah, so I think there are a couple of DeFi projects that do this, but I think we have a little bit of an advantage over this because uh, I guess the centralized exchanges still have the merit of fast trade filling. So we're
Mm-hmm.
able to execute our trades much faster, meaning we're less exposed to the price movements.
Yes, understand that. All right. So do you want to explain about the new strategy that we are seeing, the Vega staking, for those who are new to the platform or into the platform?
Yeah, so Vega staking is really just staking of Vega. So we kind of delegate the Vega for our users. The reason why we provided this strategy was because Vega is, I guess, in terms of fundamentals, we believed it was a good project, and
Mm-hmm.
also um, its own chain. So it builds its own chain to provide the best derivatives trading experience for the users. But because of that, it's quite difficult to manage wallets through Vega. And it's a project that sold on CoinList, and recently CoinList announced that they will no longer be providing staking services for Vega. So we
Ah,
decided to have this opportunity to, I guess, take that service and do it for the users that hold Vega on, um, I guess, the Ethereum chain.
okay, understand that.
Yeah. So it's the yield is
Also,
quite low
hmm,
because the
yes,
yield
because it's
provided
just
by,
purely staking delegation for those who are holding Vega. Am I right? Because maybe
yeah,
on chain itself it's harder to interact with like those who do not have much experience with the blockchain.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So even for myself, it was very difficult to, I guess,
get started up.
get started staking. So
Ah, okay.
yeah, it gets really simple. You just deposit ERC20 Vega onto
Hmm.
our platform and then subscribe, then we just stake it for you. So yeah.
Okay, understand that. Okay. All right. So, is there anything else you want to share, or we can just jump into the AMA?
Yeah, I think we can jump into the AMA.
All right, sure. So for the AMA itself, we have collected some of the address from the form itself, and of course, I did a duplicate checklist. Give me a while, which is shown over here. Yep. So over here, there's only 81 entries, and after that, there's no duplicates. And over here, we have already done it on the what is this wheel of names. So we are gonna spin it at the end of the video, and after that, from there, we're gonna choose 4 lucky winners to walk away with 25 Ethereum each, and after that, from there, we shall start the AMA now with Hank. So over here, the first question that we collected from the community itself is basically we are going to talk about Flynt in general itself. So what is the minimum subscription amount, and where are all of clients' assets stored, and how often compounding is done?
Yeah, so our strategies are all weekly. So compounding is done on a weekly basis. The minimum subscription differs for each strategy. For Bitcoin, it's 0.001 Bitcoin. For ETH, it's 0.01 ETH. For USDC, it's 500 USDC. And for Vega, it's 100 Vega. We take a little more on USDC because the gas fees that we have to go through, like switching to Arbitrum chain and then buying into GLP, also sending our funds to Binance, and the trading fees that occurs when hedging. That's why we set a little bit of a higher threshold for USDC.
Okay, I understand that. All
Yeah,
right, so the
and
next question itself is basically something similar that you mentioned. Basically, it's talking about how does Flynn address the challenges of decentralized finance, such as high gas fees. Basically, this over here in the user experience. So I already mentioned about USDC having high fees. So what you guys are going to basically do about this, like on this question itself?
Yeah, so first of all, we're a centralized platform, so users won't have to worry about any gas fees or interoperability. I guess user experience is kind of our advantage because currently a lot of DeFi decentralized finance protocols or platforms don't have an app. It's difficult to connect wallets through mobile browsers and everything. But for us, everything's managed through an account. So just depositing once, and you won't have to experience any gas fees.
Okay.
Yeah, or switch chains or anything. And we take, I guess, the burden of any gas fees incurred when moving to Arbitrum or sending to our counterparties like Deribit or Binance or the staking. Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. So for this itself, basically you're saying that Flint will absorb everything, and after that, whatever profit is made, it will be sent to the clients, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So the next one is basically what kind of feedback have you received from like the users on Discord or whichever social media that Flint is on? And after that, how has Flint integrated this feedback into the product developments?
Yeah, I think we did receive quite a lot of feedback. And I think the main ones that we kind of did very fast was the security-based ones. So the first one would be like the 2FA security.
Yes. I remember
Yeah, I
that
think
previously when I
yeah,
was in, there was no 2FA.
yeah. So the two-factor authorization, I think we added that 2 weeks after we got the feedback.
Mm,
And also because we're not a set and forget strategy in terms of our option strategies, our users wanted to know the real-time trade updates. Like we did share the trade updates as fast as possible, but there was a delay, maybe a few hours or so. So we decided to create a Discord channel for
Existing subscription users.
subscribed users. So in there we provide trade updates as soon as the trade is made.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was another request. Another request was making the subscription cutoff time more visible. So yeah, right now the
Yes.
subscription cutoff is outside before you click subscribe, but before it was click subscribe and you'll be able to see when the cutoff is. So we kind of
Yes.
brought that right
Yes.
away in a couple of days. So yeah, these are the type of things that we try to do as fast as possible.
Very nice. Yes. All right. So the fourth one is, can you share more about Flint's partnership and collaboration and how this relationship contribute to the growth and the development of the platform?
Yeah, so I think we have three types of partnerships. So one would be executing the strategy. So trading platforms like Deribit and Binance. We're not technically partnered with them, but
You're using
we need
them to
to
make the
trade. Yeah,
gains.
so we
Yeah.
need trusted counterparties so that they don't run away or things like that. But Deribit and Binance are quite trustworthy in terms of that. Deribit was like one of the first ones to share proof of funds in this industry. Binance is there was a FUD, but it's relatively
Finance was the one that suggested this.
yeah too. So so those trading platforms. Another partnership would be through liquidity providers. So right now, for our Bitcoin strategy, we're trading around $5 to $6 million notional per week, and options doesn't have as much liquidity as
Leverage trading.
futures. So, yeah, so we partner with Paradigm. We are in talks with a couple of other platforms like Greeks Live and also QCP. So we kind of ask them to quote us some good prices for the options, and then we're able to have much more liquidity. So that's a very important factor for us to grow and have a bigger capacity as well. And the most important part would be our custody partners. So right now we're partnered with Fireblocks and BitGo, but soon it's an announcement coming soon. But we've partnered with Seifu recently, and Seifu was previously known as Binance Custody. So
Mm.
we'll be using Binance custody as the means of asset storage. There's a couple of good perks on that because we're able to keep the user funds in cold storage through Seifu, while we're able to trade on Binance without the funds leaving um, the the cold wallet, cold storage,
Okay. So
and it gets
this way itself, you guys can save in transaction fees here and there lah.
yeah, and also like we're able to hold I guess ownership of the asset without having to send it to Binance. So which is
Uh,
good
much more
thing. Yeah.
secure in that way. All right. So the next
Yeah.
one is what is the strategy to attract new users and investors to your platform, and how are you going to keep them long term?
Yeah. So I think we've recently reached a TVL of $1 million, and almost now is at 2 million. And it it pretty much shows how needed the product is and our strategies are in this space. So now I think it's important to let more people know that we have a good product and high yield generating strategies, and also kind of tackle that status quo that having a high yield, maybe like over 50%, is at
It's a
times
scam.
viewed as a scam.
Yeah,
Yeah. But for us, like
it is
if you like
possible.
even JJ and also like our other clients, they experience
Mm.
Flynt for about a month and they understand that um, it's not a Ponzi, and it comes through real traded returns. So um, I think if we can deliver that to more users, I think we could be able to attract more investors and have the longevity of our product. I think keeping our clients long term is what we try to do is be as transparent as possible. Um,
Yes.
and I always whenever I talk with
Mm.
JJ says, "Right, I'm going to outline all the risks involved in Flynt." I'm like, "Please do so. It's best to outline all the risks available, all the strategy risks, so that the users understand what they're getting into."
Yes. I mean,
Um,
like we shouldn't like fake it to basically tell people that it's not risky, then join the platform and stuff like this. We want to basically whatever I'm promoting itself, I wish to be transparent, and of course you are helping me with more on that because of the knowledge that you have, and after that from there guiding me through on what is this option trading all about, so I get a better understanding so I can push it to users.
Yeah, yeah, and we love how JJ is being transparent. We don't want to hide anything
Hmm.
um, to our users. So yeah.
All right. So the next one we're going to talk about is the basically Flint finance regulation slash security. So there's two questions about this. So can you explain on Flint's approach on regulatory compliance and how it's ensure its platform and products can comply with the applicable laws and regulation that Flint is registered on, or maybe other bigger entity?
Yeah, so as a fund, we are registered in the BVI, and we're, I guess, kind of regulated under the BVI FSC, the Financial Services Commission.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to follow the Financial Services Commission Act under BVI. There is a few things that we do is the KYC and also AML checks. On top of that, we do KYT, so know your transaction. We check the
Ah,
funds coming in and out to ensure that it's not illicit funds. Um, I think the next step for us would be to obtain a like a license type of thing as an approved fund in BVI. And even without that, we try to follow the FATF criteria in terms of tackling financial fraud or terrorism. And at the moment, we are in the process of joining the VASP Alliance, so the Virtual Asset Service Provider Alliance,
mm-hmm.
so that it provide um, better onboarding onto Flynt, as well as um, show that we went through all these types of due diligence with a third party. I think like integrating with Seifu was another due diligence process for us as well.
Definitely.
Because Binance they don't partner with anyone. Obviously, Seifu goes through all of those KYB, know your business checks as well. So yeah, I think we're getting more regulated, and we're following more guidelines as time goes on.
Okay, totally understand that. So the next one is somebody requested, can you walk us through the architecture of Flynt's platform and how it ensures scalability and security for its users?
So in terms of architecture, we are a centralized platform. So um, it's not like we have a blockchain or the smart contracts. But I guess like in terms, if I put it in the sense of layers, so I guess the first layer would be our blockchain layer, where we accept deposits and withdrawals. So that would be layer one, where we partner with custody service providers. And then layer two would be the strategy layer, where we work with counterparties like Deribit and Binance to execute our strategies. And then layer three would be our client-facing front end to display all the performances, or users can take action in the platform, or I guess like our website itself. So I think those three are the layers that we have. In terms of being more scalable, we need to grow or expand in our product line. So we want to introduce more strategies so that it could be catered to various type of investors, and also in terms of security, we recently we've added a whitelisting feature where users can whitelist their addresses, and only that address will be able to be used to withdraw your funds. So just like, let's say, for example, if users have their laptop open in a cafe and they go to the bathroom and someone tries to withdraw, they cannot withdraw to any other address but the address that was whitelisted. So these types of security measures are continuously added. Yeah.
All right.
Which
So
we think is very important.
Okay, so for the next one itself is the DeFi related security. So I believe that Flynt is using some of the DeFi platform like the USDC to basically interact. So what is the role of smart contract in Flynt platform, and how do they contribute to the automation of security on the platform dealing strategies?
Yeah, so I think I can answer all these three questions at once.
All right, so yeah. Basically follow on is basically is auditing and trust with Flynt, and of course, has Flynt done any like audit on the smart contract, and of course have Flynt been audited? Like over here, some of them say that they have not heard about the security of funds, and after that, basically is talking about the proof of assets or reserve, like what the exchanges are doing.
Yeah, so first, we're not a decentralized finance platform. I mean, we do, I guess, utilize other like leading decentralized finance platforms, but we're not a blockchain-based entity itself. So we don't require any smart contract audits or security audits in terms of that. So in terms of the security of funds, at the end of the day, as a centralized platform, we try to be as transparent as possible by showing the funds in our accounts through like API. But one of the reasons why we cannot share the read API directly is because the information that API has includes like our margin when we trade as well. So we can't have that open the whole time, because when we get bigger and bigger, there will be more people that want to kind of take advantage of this information. let's
Mm.
say,
To trade against you guys or something.
yeah, so let's say like
Ah.
our margin is this much, and through that they can calculate the liquidation price, which means they could try and push up the price to make us get liquidated, which is not good for our users at all. So
Understand that.
so if there is an option to just show the balance uh, of our accounts on these counterparties, we would love to do that, but at the moment they don't provide that. So the best option for us right now is to provide screenshots of the API each time we end the trade, so that users understand how much funds are in the corresponding counterparties.
All right. Okay, so let's go down to the next one. So over here, I mean, from this question itself, the smart contract itself, from my understanding, what they're trying to implement is like, if let's say users do a withdrawal on the platform itself, is it done via a smart contract or manually by you guys?
No, it's not done by a smart contract. The assets are inside Fireblocks at the moment if it's not subscribed. So from Fireblocks, it will be withdrawn directly to the user accounts. At times, like if users unsubscribe and withdraw straight away, we may be withdrawing directly from, I guess, the exchanges itself, so that we could minimize the time the users have to wait. But yeah, we don't use smart contracts.
Okay, understand that. All right. So let's scroll down. So for the Flynt Finance team background itself, can you share more about the experience and expertise of the team behind Flynt and how they bring unique perspective to the crypto asset management space? And of course, can you tell us more about the teammates and how they are qualified and professional in their fields? So some of them asking what are the recruiting qualification for the team. I think somebody is looking for a job.
Yeah, so at the moment, the whole team is kind of um, the starting members. So we haven't recruited ever since we went live. And the team itself, the core team, has extensive experience in building centralized platforms. So our CTO used to build one of the leading stock exchanges. So we have experience in TradFi as well. Our CEO used to work in centralized exchanges ever since 2015, and before that he used to be in TradFi as well, in a securities company. So securities brokerage. And our quant team has extensive experience in big data and also quant trading as well. And myself, I have experience building a crypto derivatives exchange, crypto spot exchange. So yeah, I also have a lot of experience in this field ever since 2017. And the team itself, we've been together like even before I joined in 2015. So yeah, so we have a lot of experience in providing custody, providing centralized platforms, and making sure that all the accounting is done right. Yeah.
All right, understand that. So like for this itself, does Flynn intend to hire more people in the future or something like that? Because somebody's asking about the recruiting qualification.
Yeah, so I think the core we have in the team is there. If we can find someone that could provide a greater insight, let's say, for example, this quant person has experience in, generating 30% a month, or a marketing team or marketing qualified that has experience marketing in very big very big platforms or protocols with a great understanding in blockchain, then we'd be more than happy to review. But at the moment, if it's not a senior level, I don't think we'll be looking into recruiting more members at the moment.
All right, understand that. All right, so for the Zoom meeting itself, we are still left with only 9 minutes due to no subscription. So over here for the Flynt strategy related itself, we are going to basically cut down on this type of questions. And of course, over here, can you provide like a real world example on how Flynt portfolio management tools can be used to optimize the user's crypto portfolio?
Yeah, so our USDC product is good for any portfolio, I guess, because it's a delta neutral strategy. So if you're a person that don't want to get any price exposure, you don't want to buy BTC because you think it might be high, but you don't want to hold on to it either. It's good to buy, good to go into the USDC strategy and earn yield through that. Our options vaults, they're a little bit more, I guess, degenized, but it's suitable for holders that want to stack more Bitcoin or more Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
And the strategy itself works best during bear or ranged markets. So users can use that as a hedge as well. So if you're a person that enjoys going long, it's good to join the strategy because it kind of hedges on the downside.
All right.
Yeah, and also like if you view that Bitcoin and Ethereum won't be like shooting up 20 to 30% in a week, then you can enjoy that strategy as well.
All right. All right. So for the next part itself, I think that is more important is basically talking about this over here. So how does Flynt use data-driven backtest option strategy to provide clients with consistent and sustainable returns? At the same time, maybe we can say what are the other strategies that is down on the pipeline?
Yeah. So yeah, all our strategies, except for the Vega staking strategy, which is just simply staking onto the protocol, we go through a very deep level of backtesting. So we gather trade data from maybe like 4 to 5 years ago, and then we see whether this strategy has worked in the past. Of course, it doesn't mean this strategy will work in the future because it worked in the past, but we get greater confidence that it's less likely to have a black swan event. So the way we try to make it optimized and as sustainable as possible is we run through a lot of variable checks. So let's say, for example, the USDC strategy, it needs to hedge the volatile assets. How often does it need to be hedged for it to generate the highest yield possible? Or for options, what's the strike price that we need to enter that provides like the most out of the money ending, which means like how many wins are we able to generate with like highest yield possible. So this is what we're trying to do. And also like selecting leverage is very important in these back tests. And other strategies in the pipeline, we're always discussing good strategies that our users might want. We're also speaking with some trading firms that might want to provide this type of strategy to retail customers. But at the moment, our biggest focus is making our options vaults a little bit more safe in terms of being exposed to price movements. Because even recently we had a close call and JJ put out a video on it. And I guess we want to kind of minimize the risk as much as possible. So this is something we're trying to backtest at the moment, whether it could be worked with another strategy combined so that maybe it could give lower returns but less risks. So this is something that our quant team is looking into.
Yeah, totally understand that. So I think we can go down over here to talk about how does Flynt portray themselves versus other platforms that are doing something similar. So over here, we're gonna select some questions. So in this gloomy bear market itself, many people are too lazy to invest. So my question is, what is Flynt's finance strategy to make users and investors constantly use Flynt Finance other than other platforms?
Yeah, I think one part would be to diversify our strategies. So like at first we only had the risk, like the options vaults, and then now we've moved on to a USDC strategy, which is, I think,
Basically providing
now
more
traders,
strategy for everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have a different risk appetite, this is perfect for those types of people.
Mm.
And for Flint, to for users to consistently use Flint, I think it's very important to consistently provide good yield because
Yeah,
that's what
definitely.
everyone's here for.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's that's it. Yeah, and being more transparent.
All right. So over here, the one more question that is interesting. Key advantage of Flynt Finance over the other project, and why should one switch to Flynt Finance compared to others?
Um, One is the yield.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
I
the yield is
personally think
very,
we have, yeah, market
very
leading
juicy.
yield. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
juicy, but it does have risks. So
Yes.
um, I think that's one reason. Another reason is we're trying to be as transparent with all our strategies.
Mm.
I think like if this strategy suits you, it why not move to Flip because it does provide good yield, um, and you understand the risks behind it.
Yep.
USDC strategy, minimal risk. So if you can find another place that provides um, high yield on USDC,
Yeah.
please feel free to go there. But are they transparent? If not, I
Yeah, that's the
think it's
question.
best to, yeah, it's best to come to Flint. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So for the Flynt future plans itself, what's the vision for Flynt Finance itself for the future of DeFi, and how do you plan to drive forward using on this industry itself?
Yeah. So I think we see DeFi as a really good way to decentralize banking.
Mhm.
And until now, we've seen a lot of successful DeFi platforms, but they're mostly pool based. So if
Mm.
you look at all the successful DeFis like lending pools, AMM pools, for GMX, it's like the liquidity pool. Also, there's Lyra, which also provides an AMM options pool.
Mhm.
Um, so these types of pool-based platforms we're seeing are are very nice in terms of DeFi growth, and we want to be contributing to that growth. So for GLP right now, we're also contributing to their growth in terms of growing their TVL in
Yes.
GLP, so that they can provide more users with more trades. Um, but yeah, we if there's a good DeFi project and that yields good, we're more than happy to contribute and join forces to provide good strategies for our users as well.
All right, understand that. So I think we can say that the AMA itself has been concluded because it's less than 1 minute left. So I'm going to basically do another segment of this giveaway draw. So Hank, thank you for being with us and of course answering the questions. So I'm gonna basically put this what is this questions itself onto the Discord. And after that, if let's say Hank itself, you are free, you can basically try to answer it individually with your own words and text. So do you think it's possible?
Yeah, sure thing.
All right, thank you so much. Right, so for the giveaway itself, we are going to basically draw the giveaway now for those who have sent their questions. But of course, unfortunately, we do not have enough time to basically answer all of the questions. But Hank itself is kind enough to basically answer the question individually on this documents itself. So if you want to view on all of the Q&A itself, feel free to visit this document, which will be linked down below on this video itself. So we're gonna draw itself over here. So what I've done earlier on the video itself is to basically show you guys the duplicate list itself. Is there like any duplication or modification? So I'm just gonna do it again. So display. Over here, we can see there's 80 total distinct lines, so there's no duplication done. And after that, over here, we will paste the addresses down here. And after that, we are going to basically start by drawing 4 winners itself to walk away with 25 Ethereum each for your contribution to this Q&A. So I'm going to do a spin now. Right.
Let's go.
Let's go. Right. Oh, damn. Right. So this address itself is walking away with $25 worth of Ethereum. So I'm going to send it on the spot to provide transparency. So give me a while. Over here, $25, 25. Right. So I'm going to use the market price to send it. Yeah, I'm using a hardware wallet. Therefore, it's going to take some time to do this. Is 25. Confirm. Right, allow export. Damn, it's not working. I think it's working. Okay, so sometimes Trezor itself has some issues like this. So yeah, bear with me. Okay, we have successfully sent the transaction. We here sent, and after that, we're loading. So we're gonna remove this address and do the second winner. Oh, it's close. All right, so we have this winner. So we're gonna send it again. Send.
Wow.
25. Right, this process is going to take some time by sending because I'm using a hardware wallet instead of the core ones. Bear with me, Hank.
Oh, good. It's good to
All
use
right.
hardware wallets.
Yep, for security, man.
Yeah, I should do it too.
Yeah. All right. So this transaction has been confirmed. So the second winner is going to receive the transaction soon. So I'm going to remove this. So for the third winner, whoa. All right. So this is the third winner. I'm going to send it to you now. $25. Right, it's sent, and after that I'm going to remove this. So last winner itself of the day, thank you for your contribution. Right, so this is our last winner, and I'm going to send it to you. Wow, send. Okay. Right, so we have already sent 4 winners 25 Ethereum each for their contribution, and of course I would like to thank Hank itself to basically contribute with this contribute your time with this AMA, and of course with this segment of giveaway. So I really appreciate you guys having watched the whole content itself. So if you have any questions, feel free to basically reach out in the Discord channel of Flynt Finance or my Telegram group or Discord channel as well. So I'm going to link it all down below to basically for you guys to ask questions if you have any. So thank you, Hank.
Yeah, thanks, JJ, for hosting the AMA. And yeah, we hope a lot of the questions, thank you for all the questions as well. We hope all the questions have been answered. And I will make sure to add the answers to the AMA as well so that you guys can view.
All right. Thank you so much, Hank. See you on the next one. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.